YouTube, what's good with y'all boys? I'm back again with another video, and in this video we'll be doing a live backtesting session. Now for this video I will be on FX Replay. This is my first time on this backtesting software. I usually use Dyl.a in the past, but today I'll be trying this out just for the sake of the video and testing something new out. So I'll create a session. We'll do prop firm session. Go ahead and name this iFVG model, and then I'll do $50,000 balance just like this, and then we'll do a NAS, and then we'll also do ES, or on here I'll just do S&P 500. I already have a chart layout that I use, and then we'll just pick a random day. Pick a random date that's during the week within the last 2 years minimum.
Understood. All right, let's do this carefully. I'll select a random week within the last 2 years. Let's go with Wednesday, September 13th, 2024. That's the weekdays in the last 2 years.
September 2023, 2024. September 13th, something like that. And then we'll start at market open this day as well. So we'll do 9 a.m. Most prop firms have a 6% profit target with a $2,000 loss. So we'll just do $2,000 loss on the daily as well, just like this, to simulate being on a prop firm. So start with the top-down analysis. And so with my model, what I look for is a rejection out of a hard time frame PD array with a 1 minute inversion with the SMT or liquidity sweep, targeting a journal or a drawn liquidity on the internal or external side of the market. And then typically I like targeting session highs, data highs, or lows, or session lows, equal highs and lows, and then unfilled or unmitigated gaps. So new week opening gap, unfilled, like hourly, something like that. Those are typically the best draws in liquidity. So let me turn off all these indicators I have here. I don't even really use them too much. I just have that just because. So we have an unfilled 4 hour below us, and as far as the daily time frame, are we rejecting at anything? We are in the daily gap as well. So if we inverse it, we could go bullish. If we reject that, if it were bearish. I like this unfilled 4 hour gap below us. Usually those get filled a lot, especially if we want to make a high time frame move. So this unfilled 4 hour right here, I'll just move it in just a little bit like that, and then I'll scale down to the 1 hour. Nothing really here. Let me see if we have any session highs or lows. So it looks like we have London highs right here that got swept. Yeah, London highs right there, but it looks like it already kind of got swept. So let me see. No, it didn't. Okay, so 5 a.m. is London highs. All right, boom, just like that. We have London highs, Asia lows, and London lows both got swept. So we can see if we make a move higher here. Let me turn off these indicators. And then as far as the overall higher time frame as well, looks like we're making a move back to all-time highs. Looks like we had a push, retrace, and now we're making that move back up. So all-time highs isn't too far here. So we'll see how this plays out here. I'm gonna let market open kind of play out, and then we can see if we can get a trade in here. Version play right here. Honestly, that might have been the play right there. Honestly, I might have just missed it, skipping too fast. We have a 1 minute right here. Let's see if we maybe get a retrace. No, nothing. Okay, we would have just ran straight to TP. So that was London highs right there. Got taken out immediately. Definitely like that play. I would have took this long right here if I didn't skip a little bit too quick, but we got a 40-point move right there. Usually have a 25-point stop loss, so it would have been a nice play right there off the rip. 1 minute inversion. We had the liquidity to the downside. Took out Asia low and London lows down here. So we really were just, that was a very beautiful play. And then we also had that hourly that we were rejecting out of as well. Nothing on the 15-minute for real. We had a small 15-minute that we didn't close. Oh, no, we did close it. But we took out London high. So we'll see if we get another play here. But typically, when I miss my A+ setup of the day, typically that means that there's not going to be another trade as valid as the setup that I missed for the remainder of the day. So we'll see. Let me go ahead and just delete that. Let's see here. Do we have anything above us? We're in an hourly now. We still have that unfilled 4 hour below us. So they might sweep this liquidity and then flip. Let's see. That's what I'd like to see happen right here. Okay, there's the flip. Like that. Slowing down after taking out the liquidity. And we're in that hourly too, so might be able to go for shorts here. That hourly and London highs are right there. That was a very good draw on liquidity for sure. What the fuck was that? Holy news candle. All right, so we just made a huge data low and a data high, so this is perfect. This is perfect. We can really trade either way here. But these are the best draws on liquidity in the market, so we'll see what we get here, because this should be really nice. Okay, we're gonna go sweep data highs. If we get an inversion back to data lows, that'd be very nice here. Might be perfect, just like that. Pretty confident in the setup. We got to close right on the gap, so not the best honestly, but we do have a good amount of points to target to go to data lows here. I do like this play. We got the 1 minute inversion. I'm gonna take it a little bit early because I'm confident in the draw a little bit more. So a lot of times when you're confident in the draw, you can kind of get away with the earlier entry, but typically I like to go break even a lot earlier. So I'll risk our 500 right there. I'll risk 1%. We'll risk 500 on the trade, do something like that. And then as far as break even on this trade, we'll see. There's a 5 minute right there that could probably help it. We could probably reject. I'll probably go break even discretion early here. We'll see what we get. I just want to see his flush. That's beautiful. I'm gonna go for my winning day right here. Typically, I'll just go for my winning day whenever I'm on funded accounts. I'll just simulate that again. We should just flush and take this out though. Perfect. So data low straight to the tick. Beautiful trade. Literally, data highs, data lows are the best draw on liquidity ever. Like, they're my favorite draw on liquidity. We take them out all the time. I literally just took a trade like this today on my accounts. I can show you guys real quick. Took a trade just like that today, ironically, to the data low. So like, that's why I say market experience and backtesting is the biggest teacher, because it'll help you a lot. And you can see how we literally took it to the tick and then turn around. So we left equal lows with the data lows, so we might come back and take it out eventually. But good trade. Move on to the next day, and we get another dub. Let's do it. All right, so still looks like we're rejecting out of that hourly. No, we're not rejecting out of hourly yet. Okay, looks like all the draws are above us right now. We got London highs above us. Asia lows and London lows got swept. Looks like we're about to take out New York AM low from yesterday as well. So we'll mark this as a draw liquidity. This is the equal lows with that data low from the day before. So I do like this play a lot if we go and take this out. We're pretty much next to us. I wouldn't be surprised if equal lows press New York lows. Previous day New York lows. Previous day New York lows. So like that a lot. We'll see what we get here. And then as far as the higher time frame, we still get that unmitigated 4 hour right here. So we might go tap into that to go higher. I'll just leave that blank right now. And then we'll see what happens once we flush through this. But we have nice draws on both sides. London highs is a little bit far, but we do have a lot of low resistance liquidity built up with that trend line right there. So I want to see how that kind of plays out, whichever direction we go. So I'm assuming we're going to take out these lows. Yeah, so we took out equal lows and previous day lows. Let's see if we get any move back up. Okay, it looks like we might fuck around and go type that 4 hour. Yep. Okay, perfect. So this 4 hour is going to be exactly how we're going to know where we should be trading towards. So right here, knowing there's a 4 hour right here, if we reject this 4 hour, then longs would be so nice right now, because we can long back up to New York AM high, and then that would be a beautiful setup. But if we inverse this and then we get it close below this, then we know that we're pretty much bearish, and we can target things lower going into the rest of the session. So we'll just have to see how today runs. I'll look at the hourly real quick. We already rejected that hourly. We have an hourly right here, so it's a little bit closer right here, this hourly. If we were to run lower. And then do we have anything down here? Is this previous day low? This is what day is it right now? Monday, so that's Thursday's low. So I'll just leave that blank for now. We'll see how this 4 hour reacts. See if we get V-shape out of this. That's pretty V-shape. Okay, so with these inverses that we have when we're kind of low and we do get like a nice inversion, what you want to see right here is you want to see some good close above the high. So if we close too low, then it's not really a good play. We got a decent close right here, and I'll take it and be a little bit aggressive. With positions like this, I typically go break even a lot quicker, just because we're a little bit lower, and sometimes you want to wait for maybe the 2 minutes to get inverse. But as you can see, when we have a big dump candle like this, if we inverse up here, then a retrace will cook us. So you can get a little bit aggressive on your inverse trades. With the model that I trade, this is still a really good setup. We still got the New York AM high right here. We could see if ES is rejecting out of that same 4 hour. Let me check real quick. No, it's not. It just took out. It looks like it just took out a gap. Can't tell, but we'll just have to see how this plays right here. ES is in a 4 hour, I believe, or a 1 hour. No, it's not. Okay, so we'll go back to NQ and kind of see how it plays. But I definitely do like this play right here. It's gonna go break even a lot quicker. It is a little bit riskier, so I'm not as confident in it. Want to see how it react at this 1 minute gap right here. Turn this off. There we go. And then I'll still risk my 1%. Let's see how this plays out right here. Okay, I'm going to break even at this high right here. I don't like how we're slowing down. It's not a good sign. I want to see this just rip with velocity. A lot of times when we don't rip like that, that's a bad sign. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay. I think right here I'm gonna go break even pretty early. Actually, we have this 1 minute, so I'm gonna tighten up my stop loss under this 1 minute. There we go. That's a good close. Now I'm gonna go break even. Beautiful trade. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. So about $700 away. Getting this account passed. Very nice trade to the New York AM high. So wanted to see how this 4 hour was gonna hold. We got an inversion. Since I usually run a tighter stop loss on my inversions, I like to get a very early inversion play. As you can see, if you waited for the 1 minute right here, it still would have never been a bad play, but you would have only caught, well, how many points is this? Let me check. You're catching 40 points as opposed to catching 83 points, which I caught. But again, sometimes on those closes, if you do enter a little bit too early, you can kind of be risky. That's why I went break even relatively fast, because I'd rather get broke even right here instead of getting cooked on the dump down if we continue to dump out of that 4 hour. So very good play right there. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next day. So far, good PA. I believe this is now, what day is this now? Tuesday. Let me check if there's any news this day. I forgot about the news. We have a data high and a data low. So we have this data high above us is unswept. Let me go ahead and check ES and make sure that ES didn't take that out. Okay, ES did take out the data high, so we don't need to take it out in NQ, and also NQ doesn't have the data low as well. What the fuck is this? There we go. All right, there you go. So we don't need to take out the data high, but I still like it as a draw on liquidity, just because it's so strong. So we'll see what we get here. Okay, we're gonna go take it out. We're gonna go take it out. There we go. Was no entry to it, honestly. I didn't really like nothing down here. Maybe could have took this pre-market right here. You could have probably long this off of that close maybe, and then you would have been able to catch this play going up. Would have not been a bad play at all, but again, I spawned in at market open, so only so much I can do. Looks like we're still continuing this bullish trend. We're about to hit these stacked highs on the 1 hour. So this will be a very good draw on liquidity to see how we play out at. We have a lot of liquidity right here. A lot of this 1 hour is holding very heavy. So I'll just mark it out like this basically. And then on the 4 hour, we have an unfilled 4 hour that's going to be below us. We should close right here, so this will be a good draw on liquidity to target. 1 hour, kind of the same thing as well. Do we have any session highs and session lows? Everything's kind of stacked below us, so let's see how we react after taking out those highs, and then see if we maybe get a short down to everything else below us. What time is it? 9:31, so it might not. We'll see. That's a very good close. As far as the session highs and the session lows below us, I'll just bring out my indicator real quick to mark that out. So we have London lows down here. We have Asia lows down here. So I'll do want to turn this back off. We did get a nice inversion right there off of taking out that data high. But the close was kind of right on that line, and I don't usually like to enter those inversions when we close right at the inverse. So I'm gonna see how we play. Obviously got good momentum now. Are these the session highs and session lows down here? No, it's that 4 hours. So that 4 hours hasn't even been formed yet, so I'm not gonna use it as a draw yet until that 4 hour closes. So we'll see how we run here. Projecting that 1 minute. Boom. Okay, so we ended up coming back up. Now we have this balanced price range, and then we might be able to get an inversion. Went back up if we get some good closes. Nope, nothing there. So we should run, honestly. I'm gonna let this play. So we don't need to take out these London lows, huh? That'll be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. I'm gonna split screen my stuff real quick, just so I can have NQ open as well, or ES open as well. Very different points on them. So let me just go down to the 1 minute. If we do get this inversion, this might be a really good play right here. We'll see how we close. There we go. And then we could go target these highs above us. I think for now, I'd probably just target these New York AM highs and just call it that. We could probably trail above that, but I'm just gonna go to secure the past account right here, and then we can put, it's like a nice 1-to-1 with stops below that 1 minute gap. I want to see how we react in this other 1 minute that brought us down as well. Let me turn the shading down a little bit. This is kind of a little bit dark, something like that. And then we got the 1 minute inversion right here. It might be a 2 minute as well. Yeah, it is. So we got that 2 minute inversion, which is a lot better rather than the 1 minute. I usually like to use the highest time frame one. So this will be the inversion that we're entering off of. This will be the 1 minute that I want to see how we react off of. And then we're targeting the New York AM high right here. And all the New York AM high is like the 9:30 candle. or the highest high in New York session after open. So I like this play a lot. 15 minutes holding below us. We had a 2-minute inversion. I want to see his rip. We just kind of ripped right up. ES also took out a lot of sell side, so we'll see if that flips as well. But we'll see how this reacts right here. Let me go to the 1 minute on ES. Let me see if we got an SMT. ES looks to be ripping up as well. We did have an SMT at those lows, so these lows we had an SMT at with ES as well. So yeah, this looks like a pretty nice play, honestly. I'll probably go break even at this internal high right here if we take it out. This will be a more mechanical break even, and we'll see how I react right here. And I'll go ahead and click order. Looks like a good play though for sure. Let's go for the base hit right here. We'll see how this plays. Okay, can we get a push past that so I can go break even? Boom. Okay, I'm gonna break even off of that. Looks really, really good. ES just ran past those highs. That's the only reason I'm low-key a little bit scared right here. Okay, yeah, I got break even. Yeah, because ES ran past those highs. It was a more bullish index right there. So honestly, once we took out that drawn liquidity that I was targeting, which is New York AM high on ES, I probably should have went break even right there, just because we were a lot more bound to flip. As you can see, ES took out that high, and we made the SMT. NQ didn't take out that high, so probably should have just secured profits right there. Didn't take a loss, but it is what it is. Not really too bad. Targeting New York AM high, had a really good break even, kind of saved me. We'll probably take like 2 more trades, and then we'll call it a video from there. So we'll go ahead and skip to the next day now. All right, so if I scale to the 4-hour, it looks like we're now rejecting out of that 4-hour gap to the upside. Overall, we're bullish on the higher time frame, so for sure like this a lot for longs. If I scale to the 1 hour, looks like we have previous day high above us right here. Still rejecting out of that 4-hour, and then we also have London lows below us right here. So keep that in mind. Let me get on to the 5-minute now. So Asia lows got taken out, and then we also just had London highs get taken out as well going into market open. So we'll keep an eye on how this is going to play out. This looks like really, really good for us for sure. This 15 minutes also holding right here. So this will be a very, very nice play to see if we can maybe get along up to previous day high here, or if we get a reversal back down. So boom, that looks pretty bearish. We're going to target those London lows that's untapped. Let me go ahead and confirm that real quick. Yep. There we go. Just like that. All right, so yeah, we might target London lows here. No entry yet. We might just take this out completely. Oh yeah, this looks good. Boom, just like that. All right, that's perfect. I like this a lot. Shorten this down to the London low. It's like this. And then we could get a nice 25-point stop. The upside just like that. So the inverse is 1 minute that kept us up right here. I usually like inverses that we tap into initially, reject out of, and then we go back and inverse with volume. Those are like one of my favorite inverses. You'll see that with the pattern that I like is we'll make an inversion right here. Like as you can see on the 1 minute, we'll make the inversion. We tap into it, reject out of it, and then we inverse it with displacement. Like those a lot, especially in the continuation setup where we have a nice break even to the downside as well, to continue the overall trend. And then we also are left with London lows below us as well. So only thing that could probably mess us up here is if we tap into like a PD array. If this 1 minute doesn't get inverse right here as well, then that might be the only thing that stops us. Might want to wait for this 2 minute. I'm gonna wait for this 2 minute to close. I wouldn't wait for this 2 minutes to close, my fault, just because I want to get a better RR. Because if it closed down here, then the trade's pretty much cooked. I'd rather take a small loss right here and get a higher RR rather than take a lower RR and get a a small win. So I'm gonna go ahead and do order just like this, and then we'll do something like that, and then we'll do save. So I'll put my stops at this high right here, and we'll see how we run right here. Hopefully we just run with displacement. I don't like that close. Wow. Just for us to run the TP, that's crazy. Okay, in real time, I'm not gonna lie. I would see if this 1 minute would get inverse, because this 1 minute is my protected stop loss. So I'd probably have a protected stop loss right here. And if we closed, then I would have closed the trade, because at this point I can afford to go from 1-to-1. But if we close this 1 minute and we inverse the upside, then I would have closed out. But you know, in a situation like this where you're backtesting, you really can't do that in hindsight. So first loss, really not too bad. I like the trade a lot. Ended up playing out to the downside of London lows. Just kind of got caught in chop. Unfortunately, it is a Tuesday, so you can't really predict those. We'll go ahead and just move to the next day though to keep it pushing. So 4 hour looks like it's gunning for this external high right here. Let me go ahead and mark this out. Yeah, we're moving towards that for sure. We're pretty much peaking right now. We're rejecting out of that 4 hour from yesterday as well still. So that 4 hour down here still holding. We still have bearish structure, but we have a lot of liquidity built up below us that we can target. We got London lows down here. And then we also got Asia lows down here as well. If we look to the left, we can see if there's any PD array we might reject out of. We have a 1 hour up here, but let me see if we have anything on the 4 hour. It's a big 4 hour right there, honestly. So I'll just use the 1 hour because it looks like we're going to basically inverse that entire 4 hour. We'll see how we react right here, but this is probably the only thing that stops us from taking out previous day high. That's previous day high, correct? When is that high? Oh, it's just an external high. Okay. So the drawn liquidity isn't too strong. We'll see. I think we're going to end up reversing and sweeping these London lows and stuff, but we'll see what happens here. Let that inversion off the rip. Take out a lot of liquidity. I don't really want to enter off of that yet though. I do think we're kind of overextending going into open though, for sure. So we might be able to target these lows right here. I don't think we're gonna just expand that high. If you look at how pre-market was, we were so bullish that I feel like we're gonna, I genuinely think we're bound for a retrace at least. Do we have any unmitigated? Yeah, so we have an unmitigated hourly below us that I like a lot too. Unfilled 1 hour, just like that. The only thing is we're not rejecting out of that hourly, so that's the only reason I think we might not flip. I'll check the 15 minute and we can scroll to the left. All right, there we go. My computer is tweaking. I had to reset my shit, but we ended up flipping to the upside. I think we're gonna go take out this 1 hour. That's the drawn liquid I want us to take out first, or at least tap into if we're gonna get displacement down. Boom, that's a very good close. I'm gonna take this right here now. That is a very strong close, and we tapped into the 1 hour that I wanted to see us reject out of. Nice inversion play right here as well, and then we could target the next unfilled 1 hour, which is below us, or we could just target these lows down here from pre-market. We'll just see how we run here. I think we're definitely gonna flip. We have a lot of area to go basically retrace into. If you look at the 15 minute, we're very overextended, so I do think we're gonna run lower here. Can't really tell if there's anything that's pushing us down the 15 minute over there, but for sure, like these draws and liquidity lower, they were kind of overextended coming to open. Would allow to see a reversal. Just because I'm targeting a higher RR here, I can put my stops a little bit higher, go for a nice 1 to 2, and then I might close early depending on what we get here. Just a little reversal play though, for sure, that I like. I'm gonna go for a save right here, and we'll see how this plays. Like that displacement. Boom, just like that. All right, perfect. So tapped into the unfilled 4 hour, only barely had any drawdown, honestly. A very nice play, targeted 72 points here. Wanted the unfilled 4 hour. I wanted to short right here initially on this play, but there's a lot of stacked 1 minutes right here, so I didn't really like that, kind of faded the play. And then we rejected up, tapped into the 1 hour fair value up that I wanted to see us tap into. I think we might have made an SMT at those highs with ES. We got a nice 1 minute inversion close. Stops above this 1 minute, or you could have stops above the swing high right there. Targeting the 9 a.m. low right here, or you could target the unfilled 1 hour here. We might end up dumping a little bit more. We'll see. No, it doesn't look like we do. So honestly, very good trade. It looks like we're gonna trade back up, take that and move to the next day. So far, I believe we're at 3-1. So not too bad to start off. Took out those external highs now, so now we might be able to get a nice flip to the downside. What the fuck is that red line? I don't know what that was. Anyways, there's still unfilled 4 hour right below us that we didn't take out now, so would like that as a strong drawn liquidity lower here. Let me go ahead and mark this out real quick. Unfilled 4 hour, just like that. Scale down. Looks like we took out Asia high and London high. That was kind of stacked right next to each other, so that looks really good. Asia plus London. And we also have a 1 hour gap that we tapped into, or that we could tap into. I'd want to see us tap into if we're gonna go lower here for sure. Besides that, I really do like shorts right here. Really do like shorts. If we inverse this and go up higher, then for sure we'll long, just because we do have previous day high above us right here. So we'll want to see how that plays out. Having a drawn liquidity on both sides, like I said, is a very essential thing to do, especially in case the market goes against your way. So let's say we run here. Looks like we're gonna tap into that 1 minute. No, okay, so we took out that sell side. We have a nice 1 minute inversion right here, but I'm gonna wait this out. So I want to go see us tap into that gap if we're gonna go lower. Okay, it looks like we don't need it, honestly. It was a good fade just because we're honestly choppy right there, and we didn't really have the best displacement to the unfilled 4 hour. So we'll see how this plays. We might just go take this here. No entry. Okay, bet. So I think this might be the play, honestly. This is at 10:30. I don't really see a world in which we need to go fill that gap there for us to go lower. We did sweep Asia and London, kind of a range based day as well. So we swept this liquidity, so there's really no need for us to go higher there, and we have to tap to that 1 hour to go lower. So I think I'll short this right here, and I'm gonna take this to the unfilled gap of the unfilled 4 hour, and I'll put stops above this high right here. I do want to see this 1 minute get inverse as well, but we just inversed the 1 minute right above us, so we probably have a 2 minute there, and we do not. So we inverse the first 1 minute. That's why I'm going to take this play, get a little bit of a more aggressive RR rather than waiting for it to close. Kind of similar to the trade that I took earlier, continuation play, and we can go break even at the external low right here. So I like this. The only thing that I could see making this trade not work out is if, since we took out the sell side liquidity, that we would float to the upside. As far as P around the 15 minute, we're rejecting out of a 15 minute on this move to the downside as well, coming into market open. And then, yeah, definitely like this play a lot. Let's see how this plays out here. I'm gonna do order, and then we'll do like this, do save. What's my TP? 551. So we'll see how this runs here. If we don't inverse this, then we'll wait this out. I should have probably closed. Okay, I'm gonna get very tight with this stop loss. We never ended up taking that 4 hour though, so I do like it still flipping. Yes, sir. Okay, and just like that, we have passed the challenge. So 4 and 1. Nice trades all the way through. Max daily drawdown of 1%. Took 7 trading days. Not too bad at all. Stops above the swing high did save us, because if I had a 25-point stop, would have got cooked in this position, but was able to run a little bit of water stop, put it above that wick right there, and it was able to help us secure the winning day. So I waited for the close right here and then went break even. I don't even know if I was able to go break even, but yeah, so got that passed. Wait, it's not gonna let me skip ahead no more. Oh shit. Okay, I guess since I did the prop firm challenge, it's not gonna let me skip. So honestly, I'll just end the video right there. 4 and 1. Let me look at my analytics on that. I'll probably end up doing another backtesting session like that. That was pretty fun, honestly. So yeah, we had an 80% win rate. Took 1 loss, 1 break even, and 3 wins. It looks like, I believe. No. I think I took a little bit more. Let me check. Yeah, so I took 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 1 break even, and 1 loss. So really not too bad at all. We passed it in what, 7 days? It says I passed in 7 days. I think it was in 1 trading week. So really not too bad at all. So my average risk to reward was about a 1.55. So not too bad at all. Sometimes I'm taking a 1 to 2, sometimes a little bit less. 80% win rate. Nothing really here as far as analytics, which don't really like that. I wish there was a little bit more there. So I'll probably end the video right here. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this backtesting session helped you guys see more trades in lifetime with my model. If you guys are looking for more one-on-one help, you can apply down below or text me on Instagram. And if you guys want to join my free Discord, I'll have the link in the bio where I trade for free every single morning. Feel free to join, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.